benchmarking from Uganda, we have political structures, political spaces that are already they exist. So that is where youth are mostly entitled to participation, which should not be the case. It should be an open platform for them to contest and participate at any political space. But having those structures in existence only shows us that the youth are marginalized in terms of political participation. So I would like to acknowledge that, first of all, before we complain any further, existence of these structures has really given birth to a breed of young leaders that we believe they will not stop at just, for example, in Uganda, you see UNSA. You don't expect me to stop at just UNSA. I'm already into the system of what is the politics of the country. What do I have to be maybe the next national female youth MP? So then NYC, we have NYC structures. Then Kenya, they're trying to formalize to have the youth council as well in their structures. So if East African countries are working around structures, it's something to appreciate for now, because we believe it gives youth a platform to participate and also get to learn and experience what exactly it looks like or seems like to be in these political spaces. Though I would love to implore youth out there that are interested into leadership, you can as well contest on very many avenues and take up space and represent. East African Youth Parliament is equally just as an institution that is helping youth to debate on to have deliberations on some of the legislations and policies and programs within the region. So it gives youth another added advantage, which should actually not make us stop at that. We should look ahead and have direct participation into the affairs and policies of the different countries in East Africa. When you look at all African countries, there's been that lag between at what point do we have the political figures leave office and have the young generation take over. So there is always that time from where you see the politics, you see the same MP for like I don't know how many terms, and right now that lag has been felt by the young generation, because we are the majority across Africa. The young population is the biggest, and because we have a force right now, it is just evident that okay, we are not represented the way we should be represented in these spaces. So what do? That is why you will see them taking up spaces. Some obviously lose because maybe these other figures have more influence in those other places than they do because they're just coming up. But I just want to appreciate that young people, this time more than ever before, are surfacing in political spaces. MPs, the recently concluded elections, we had quite a number of them. And it's the same case when you look at Kenya politics, when you look at politics across Africa, the young generation is actually directly now coming up to fill these spaces. Why not before? Why now? Is because right now it is being felt. It is being felt that we are not directly participating, so we need to actually participate. Yeah. Where you can really emphasize or stand on the weaknesses of the government when you're just being peaceful. Sometimes you're just trying to show the masses the agony, the pain that we are going through. And also because the current government is trying to protect, so usually those clashes are expected. And I should believe they are part of the processes. So of course then we should urge fellow youth to abstain from uncalled for riots and uncalled for protests. There are ones that are genuine when you look at for noble causes, really. If it's participation, if for example if it's a concern for everyone, those are genuine. We could have protests, but we do not have to be as violent because we are youth. In the means of you preaching something using violent means, you are claiming someone's life, you're destroying property, and that's not worth it. That should not be the cost for you to get what you want to get. Youth, I feel like youth is youth, and there is usually that difference. For example, in Uganda itself, when you look at the youth that have been growing through the system of the current government, like NRM party, through UNSA, NYC, you do not expect those youth to use the same means as the youth maybe affiliated to NUP, opposition related. So there's always going to be that distinction. And opposition rallies on the agenda that, okay, change, and change is not usually peaceful change. They rally on the weaknesses of the government. I would advise a young girl out there who really has ambitions in leadership. I was just like you some time back, but personally I did not know where exactly I wanted to be at this time. I did not know that in 2021 I would participate in UNSA and serve the entire students fraternity. But all I knew is I wanted to impact change. I wanted to contribute to someone's welfare. I wanted to be a reason someone feels heard and seen. And that is exactly what has groomed me. That is the exact reason and exact force and energy that has pushed me into taking up very many spaces, political and any other space, to advocate for people's change, to advocate for people to feel seen, for people to feel like there is something that can be done to improve on their livelihoods. That is why I'm in students politics now, and that is the same reason why I'll later represent at national level, because I need to see change in society and I need to be the reason someone feels seen. So I would really advise you, have that energy, keep that energy, that genuine cause within you to serve the students, serve effectively. There are very many forces, but as long as you hold on to that energy, you'll groom yourself, you'll grow into the person you admire yourself to be. And most importantly, work around the circles. There are many of us that have made it where we are now, and we are willing to hold the hands of each one of you that really has interest in serving. Please reach out. Let's grow each other, let's groom each other, let's mentor each other, so that by the time I leave office, there is someone who can take over and someone of a clear agenda to serve the students' fraternity.